I'm unwell, but I didn't give him sex yesterday. I decided to not waste my breath in explaining something so basic. I went on with my breakup speech as prepared, where I told him everything, how disrespectful he's been, all the podcast stuff, etc. He suddenly looked so scared and begged me to take him back. He said he understands what I'm saying and that I'm right about the podcast and that he will work on it. He was trying to convince me not to break up, but I did not believe anything he said. I held my ground and told him there is no room for discussion. It's over, and I left. Now I feel a weight lifted, but I am also heartbroken. I know this was the right thing to do. I just feel defeated. I wake up so anxious and feel like crying constantly. I am barely eating. I am seeing a therapist next week to help cope. If you guys have words of encouragement and maybe success stories of meeting your person, I'd love to hear. Thank you all sincerely. You all helped me in finding courage and strength in my time of need. Thank God she got out. Thank God she got out. Oh my God.
Scary Town, USA.
I would say for anyone that is unbelievably instant. Like, gone. Get out, go, just go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any form of that is an immediate leave.
Oh my God. What a terrible person.
Yeah.
I should just say it over and over again. I'm like, you're not listening. Clearly, you're not listening.
And then he just tries to like flip it and then just try to like, wait, I'm so sorry.
I know.
Too
How delusional this guy was, even to himself.
Yeah.
Because he clearly wasn't thinking it was ever a possibility.
He does not know who he is at all. And this man is 33. Like, he needs to get a grip. He needs to get some help. And he needs to be completely just change himself around.
I feel so bad for her too, because she's like talking about, she's like, you guys have words of encouragement, maybe success stories of meeting your person. It's like, you're 25. You're fine. Like, you have so much time. You have the rest of your life, truly, but you're very young. But I remember how I felt at 25, and you think it's over.
It feels breakups feel like death when you're like in your early 20s, because you're like, oh my God. And again, like, there's still that, like, even if it's not like your specific timeline of getting married, like, you're still like in your head. I guess I'll say, like, personally for me, like, I don't want to get married like anytime soon, but I've always grown up with like these numbers in my head of like, right, like before 30, or like your biological clock, or like maybe in your mid 20s, or like my parents got married when they were like younger than I am right now. Like, there's all of these ideas in your head that are floating around. So I mean, breakups in general suck, but a one that lasted like 3 years, you can't help but the fallacy. You can't help but think like, all this time was wasted, and it's like,
but
no,
it wasn't.
You learn.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile, become happy.
It's never wasted.
What the hell?
Even most bad relationships, you learn so much. Well, the reality is, and I think this is my take on, it's not necessarily an age gap. It's that someone in their early 20s, I worry that a lot of guys, especially dudes in their 30s, if they're dating someone who's in their early 20s, it's like, are they into you because of your insecurities? Are they into you because they think they can pull one over on you?
Yeah.
Because once people have gone through now that she's gone through this, you can't pull that on her anymore.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of predatory men out there who probably immediately recognize that and go, oh shit, I can't fool her. I can't trick her. Like, what is all this trickery? But it's full on just predatory.
It's not the way. It's not the way.
Yeah. The last thing that I'll say too, with the age gap, it's also not I don't think there's a magic number or anything. It's definitely just individual personalities and maturity levels.
True.
What do you know, and what does this person know, and are you able to be young together? Are you able to be older together?
Right.
Like, are you able to just fit into these different timelines?
Right. No, I mean, there's that guy could find a woman in her 30s that he could find the same way to pull it on her.
Completely.
But I think that's what he was looking for.
Yeah.
I get that sense.
And he was like, I have this power, I have this ability.
Yeah, and he's a coward, and he's an asshole.
I liked it.
Some comments here. It's funny how the minute it sunk in that his behavior has alienated you, he began the frantic begging and bargaining. Well done on remembering you have innate worth and self-determination. You're strong and brave. Someone else said, yeah, OP, I remember your post and was one of many that encouraged you to get out. I am so damn proud of you. Someone said, I decided to not waste my breath in explaining something so basic. champion.
Nice.
Someone said, hey, it's not easy to end a serious relationship. Your investment of time and shared experiences and love was not wasted. It brought you to this place. You know exactly who you are and what you deserve. You did good. Proud of you.
Aww.
I think this is, I'm not happy she went through any of this, but like she is double the person.
She's got some tools in the tool
Oh my
belt.
god, do not fuck with her now.
Lesson learned, experiences, like that's all just gonna come in handy for her life.
It's like Bella once she becomes a vampire.
Now we have to move on.
All right, here's our last story, and it is a palate cleanser for us all. So
I don't much care for this last story.
A couple does get married here, just not in the way.
I've never been with a Betty. Call so I told to Betty. Medicine, but I'm calling her Meddy. I want to play with her.
The next morning, I went to the local animal shelter.
Oh, I think I made her eyes too big.
Who was already litter box trained and acclimated to people, but was a little skittish. Its old owner died of a heart attack, and the animal shelter people said they think that's why it was skittish. But overall, it was a lot friendlier and better behaved, and the skittishness would help it resemble the original cat. So I adopted it, took it to my wife's apartment, settled it in, then drove her original cat to an animal shelter a town over.
Fuck this guy.
I was paranoid my wife would find out if I took it to a local one. It's been 6 years since then. We got married 4 years ago. We still have the swapped cat. It answers to the original cat's name. My wife knows nothing. She loves this cat and brags about how much better behaved it is. Every time I see it, I feel like a total piece of shit.
You are.
There's an edit. For the people saying the other cat was likely euthanized by the shelter, I just double-checked, and the shelter I dropped it off at is still a no-kill shelter. I like he's like, but I checked just now, and it isn't, so I'm not bad. But he didn't check when he dropped it off. Jackie, how does that make you feel?
I have a black cat.
Oh, so you're triggered.
I'm so triggered right now. Because this is a weak-ass man. Because what? He met the cat one night, and the next day he dropped the cat off?
All because it got scratched.
Because it got
Scratched
scratched
him once,
one
and he was
time?
like, I'm
A
taking
little
you.
boo-boo. What a weak man.
Yeah, no, he knew the cat a bunch, but then we went over to babysit it one night. It scratched him, and then he joked like, "Hey, if you scratch me again, I'm gonna take you."
I think we're gonna have to
she's
redo the
you know
eyes.
what? I'm just gonna do that.
That's still a weak-ass man. The fact that he married her is, I want to be with her, but I can't be with the cat, so I'm going to go drop the cat off, who might die. I'm going to go kill this cat, potentially, because it scratched me one time.
He did not check at the time.
Exactly. Those shelters are not a shelter. Okay?
It's just so sad. Like, that cat, she'd had it for years.
Yeah.
Like, to drop it.
I can't even, that's why I was cracking up at the beginning. It's a ridiculous story. And the fact that he like planned to like go to one outside the town,
Yeah.
so like she would never find out. That's kind of.
I feel so awful that he brought the, like, new cat first. Like, he brought in the new cat, he's like, this is your replacement, and then took the old cat.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Weird.
We have a bunch of comments here. Best of luck if y'all have kids. Finding a look-alike child is way harder.
A weak man.
If this is real, under no circumstances should you ever tell her. You will completely destroy her trust. Response, I mean, he doesn't really have her, he doesn't really deserve her trust already, does he? True. Unless a shelter has unlimited funds and a vet on site, no animal control is a no-kill shelter. They work hard with local rescues to find homes or foster care for the more adoptable pets. The sickly, super old, injured beyond vet care, etc. are put to sleep before the adoptable pets. You remind me of the main character in You.
Oh.
Yeah, I just gotta redo her
That
eyes.
cat's probably dead. Like, he checked.
Don't say that.
Don't.
I can't say it.
I'm really rooting for this
The
cat.
cat got adopted by a better.
Where's my pencil sharpener?
The cat's probably dead.
If the cat wasn't nice, its chances of getting adopted are slimmer.
Okay,
but like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
so sad. That's
Also, the black cat. There's a lot of prejudice against these black cats. So if the cat was mean, if it was an angry black cat, and we don't even know the gender. If it was an angry black cat woman, probably didn't get adopted, probably dead. The world's against them. I'm talking about the cat, not about
She's
myself.
having a moment. Let her have her moment.
Anyways,
Support black cats.
Support black cats.
Support black cats.
all right. So this next one is.
Middle of her
Am I the asshole for making a real-life Pokedex of girls at my university?
about the edge of her pupil.
All the crew members offset just went. I I think we already know the answer
Okay.
to this. Okay.
I'm open-minded.
Okay.
So, freshman year of college, I began working on this project casually. I like to keep
Not
notes
project.
on women I talk to about their favorite things, activities they enjoy, gifts they
Whoever's
like,
the
sappy
one
shit
person
like
that watches this is gonna be like,
I
oh,
suck
she
at
sounds
remembering
fucking
things
sick.
like that, so I decided to
Like,
keep
fair.
a spreadsheet.
I just want to
Eventually, after getting a handful of entries, I offhandedly mentioned it to my friend group. One had the idea that I share it with them so we could all keep new entries as they caught different entries.
It's alright.
So this expanded further. Right now, about 40 guys have access to it, and it's mainly the guys in my frat, and the women featured are girls from different sororities. We also added more information such as, like, where you should take them if you really want to impress them. We don't keep this information for any nefarious or scumbaggy reasons. Just to help us know what to do if we want to impress certain girls. Like, the original idea of this was just to keep information like favorite colors so I didn't ever forget their favorite colors. Now it's helping a lot of guys. Somehow, a girl who was on the list found out and she was pissed off. She was eventually able to trace it back to me, so I assumed someone who was simping for her snitched when the Pokedex wasn't making the girl like him. So she's pissed off, and she made it out to be a guide to hooking up with women when it's most definitely not that.
So much better.
It's just to make impressing them on dates easier. That's it. She's made a big deal of this, telling so many girls around campus, and now they're all saying that by the start of the fall semester, none of them will be visiting our fraternity or going to our parties. Now all the guys are mad at me when I'm not even the one who told girls about the list, and they were all using the list. I also think it's unfair to say the list was all about sex when it wasn't at all. Am I the asshole? There's an edit. I'm not a stalker. There was no information in it that could have been used to hurt someone, only to have a better date. And it isn't about sex. I never used it for just sex.
Come on, I'm a nice guy.
I'm not like other boys.
This list that I'm giving to a bunch of people. Come on.
No.
I just wonder how this was working. Like, these girls are showing up on dates, and they're just like, oh yeah, my favorite color is blue. Strange. I just guessed that. Capricorn? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just good at guessing these things. Like, at a certain point, I feel like these women on this campus had to be like, all these guys know a lot about me.
Yeah. It makes me feel so uncomfortable. And also, like, do they all have short-term memory? Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
the info...
It's frat boys, right?
Yeah, it's a fraternity.